Barnett, Barrett, Blackman, Blackwell, Blunt, Boyd, Branning, Bryan, Butler, Carter, Kaufman, Chazanall, Chisholm, DeBart, Delano, England, Fillingham, Frazier, Harkins, Hill, Hobson, Horn, Jackson of the 11th, Jackson the 32nd, Johnson, Jordan, Kirby, McCollum, McDaniel, McLendon, McMahon, Michelle, Moran, Norwood, Parker, Parks, Pope, Seymour, Simmons of the 12th, Simmons of the 13th, Sojourner, Sparks, Super, Tate, Thomas, Thompson, Turner, Ford, Whaley, Wiggins, William, Witherspoon, Younger. Mr. President, a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Will Senator please rise for the invocation given by Senator Chuck Younger, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Senator Michael Seymour. Senator Younger.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please bow with me. Dear Lord, we come this afternoon to thank you for all the many, many things that you do for us. Thank you for everybody underneath this dome today, this afternoon, God, especially the ones on this side. God, we can't say enough what you do for us. And the best thing that you've ever done for us, the greatest love that you've that we'll ever see in our life or anybody's life, the love of what your son did for us, God. Thank you so much, God, and please be with all the men and women today through this week as we pass legislation to try to help our citizens of Mississippi. Again, God, thank you most of all for your son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, let the record reflect that I prayed for both sides of the Capitol. Now the reading of the journal. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the journal. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Message and petitions, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. President, there are none.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Committee reports. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the committee reports.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the committee reports. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now the reading of the titles, bills, and resolutions. Recognize Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the titles, bills, and resolutions.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the titles, bills, and resolutions. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Introductions. Any introductions? Senator Michelle, you're recognized for an introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of the contingent from Madison, we're pleased to welcome the Doctor of the Day. That's Senator Blackman, Senator Horn, Senator Thomas, and myself want to welcome into the Capitol in the North Gallery, Dr. David Weiland. Dr. Weiland is a pediatric cardiologist and he's assistant professor at Ole Miss School of Medicine. We thank you for your time and being with us today, Dr. Weiland. Senators, please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do and welcome. We're glad you're here. Introductions. Any other introductions? Seeing none, we'll move to the calendar of the day. Beginning with the calendar, Senator Hobson, pass. Chairman Harkins, welcome back. We're glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to skip items 6 and 7 and go to item 8, Senate Bill 2805, and have the title read.
Items 6 and 7 retain their place on the calendar. Number 8, Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2805, alcoholic beverages, remove provision requiring DOR to immediately revoke permit for certain unlawful sales.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, this bill is a bill that gives Department of Revenue a little flexibility in people that violate the law. So what this specific bill does is it is unlawful for any permittee or any employer or agent thereof to sell, furnish alcoholic beverage to a person who is visibly intoxicated or any person who is habitually known to habitually drink alcoholic beverages to excess, or to a person who is known to be a habitual user of narcotics or other habit-forming drugs. And in the past, the law stated that they shall revoke the permit of that entity up to 1 year. So it essentially closed down a lot of businesses. So what this does is it gives them flexibility. Obviously, there's extenuating circumstances and judgment calls made on this. And so what it does is it gives them the flexibility to use any other penalties prescribed by law that the commission may immediately revoke the permit of any permittee who violates the provision of this section. They can also fine them. They can also suspend the permit instead of revoking it. If they revoke it, they're a year out of business. So that's the explanation of the bill, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. If not, I'll move passage on the afternoon roll call.
Questions? Any questions? Seeing none, the senators move for passage on the afternoon roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to record as voting no? No. Frazier? No. Parker? No. Who's behind us? Norwood? No. Branning? No. Hill? No. Jordan? No. Tate? No. Anyone else? Anyone else? Chisholm? No. Seeing none, bill passed by use of the afternoon roll call. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 9, Senate Bill number 2507, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2507, Mississippi Development Authority, allow businesses located on tribal lands to be eligible for certain discretionary programs.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to recognize Senator Branning to explain the bill.
Senator Branning is recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 2507 was requested by the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. The purpose is to allow businesses located on tribal lands within the geographical boundary of Mississippi to be eligible for Mississippi Development Authority discretionary programs. Under current law, businesses located on tribal property are not eligible for these programs due to the wording in our statute. It basically says that a project must be located within the state of Mississippi. As all of you know, tribal lands are federal lands. So the purpose of the bill is to clarify that non-tribal businesses located on tribal lands in Mississippi would have the opportunity to apply for these programs. Very simple. And just to bring your attention to the exact language used on line 38, all we're seeking to do is insert the words including any federal Indian reservation located within the geographical boundary of Mississippi into 3 different programs administered at MDA for the benefit of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. That is the explanation of the bill, and I'm happy to yield for questions.
Any questions on the bill? Any questions? Seeing none, we're ready for your motion, Senator.
I move final passage on the afternoon roll call.
Senator moves for final passage on the afternoon roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? No. Seeing none, the bill passes on use of the morning roll call. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to skip item 10, 11, and 12 and have them retain their place on the calendar. Go to item 13, Senate Bill 2868, and have the title read.
10, 11, and 12 retain their place on the calendar. Item 13, Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2868, qualified resort areas include a municipality through which Mississippi Highway 27 and Highway 28.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
I move we adopt the committee sub, and you recognize Senator Barrett to handle this bill.
Senator Barrett, you're recognized for the committee substitute. Please explain.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill 2868 is being brought at the request of a local municipality through which runs Highway 27 and Highway 28. Due to the limited number of residents, the town cannot have a beer election. The town currently has 3 liquor stores, has had as many as 5 liquor stores. But again, due to the limited number of residents, they cannot have a beer election. What this bill would do is add those to the qualified resort area so that they could serve beer. And at this point, I would yield to any questions.
Questions? Senator England, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, Mr. President.
We yield for a question, Senator.
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed, Senator England.
Senator Baird, I'm just wondering what in this area would qualify as a resort? Is there a beach in the area of this location?
There is not a beach, but tourism is quite popular there.
Okay, they have palm trees and things like that?
No palm trees.
Okay. Are they going to serve like boat drinks?
No, this bill only seeks to sell beer. They currently have liquor there already, so.
Like Red Stripe or something Jamaican like that they would find a resort? Okay. I understand. Do they have any roller coasters or anything like that?
They do not.
Okay. Well, I just, what would you define a qualified resort area as? I'm not sure what you think of as a resort, because it's obviously different than my opinion of a resort. But if you could just let me know what you think of that, please.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't substitute my thought for the statute, which is already in place, but it certainly is resort qualified.
Okay, well, maybe we can do something about that next time, Senator Baird. I appreciate you answering my questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Wiggins, for what purpose do you seek recognition?
Question.
Will you yield for a question, Senator?
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed, Senator Wiggins.
Yeah, along the same lines as Senator England. So, can you drink out on Cat Island?
Can I drink on Cat Island?
Yeah.
I've never been to Cat Island.
You never been to Cat Island? Do they even have islands up in the Brookhaven area?
They have them in the Pearl River in Lawrence County.
Well, okay, is there a resort area in Lawrence County?
There is.
So you replaced Senator Doty, didn't you?
Correct.
You want to tell us anything about Senator Doty we don't already know?
She's a fantastic lady.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Simmons. Derek, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, Mr. President.
Will you yield for a question, Senator?
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed, Senator Simmons.
Thank you, Senator, for yielding. Budweiser or Bud Light?
Budweiser.
Heineken or Corona?
I'm sorry?
Heineken or Corona?
Corona.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator Carter, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question.
Will you yield for a question, Senator?
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed, Senator.
So I'm looking through this bill. Normally, bills like this are filed by coast senators. Is this a result of your college days that influenced you to file this legislation?
I would like to say no. Let me just say this is filed at the request of the local leaders of this municipality.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Michelle, for what purpose you seek recognition?
A question, please, Mr. President.
Would you please yield for a question, Senator?
Yes, Mr. President.
Senator Michelle, you are recognized.
Senator, I have some hunting land on Highway 27. Is there anything in this bill that's going to raise my taxes?
No, sir.
Well, if it becomes a resort area, isn't everything going to just explode with development out in that area?
Well, that may increase the tax base, but I don't think it's going to increase your taxes.
Okay, we already have a juke joint right there on Highway 27 close to my property, the Deliverance Club. Why do we need more alcohol to be sold in this area?
Well, honestly, like I said earlier, there's already 3 liquor stores in this municipality of 300 people. Beer may be a step down from the liquor, and again, this is what the local area, the alderman and the mayor have requested.
Okay, well, make sure my taxes don't go up, please.
Will do.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Parker, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, Mr.
You
President.
yield for a question, Senator.
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed. Senator Parker, you're recognized.
I'm just trying to wrap my brain around there a little less than 300 people in this municipality, and they have 3 liquor stores. So within your district, is that like the normal distribution of liquor stores to population?
Good question. That's a rarity.
That's a rare. So what do you think, like, so I think as a general rule, each of us represent maybe, let's say 60 or 65,000 people. So if we each do, and we went by that, 3 people to 300, how many liquor stores do you think you have within your district then?
Quite a few. Quite a few.
More than 3?
Absolutely.
So do you think we should have any law on what that ratio should be? You think 1 liquor store to every 100 people is about a good rule?
I don't have an opinion as to that.
Okay, I'd like you to look into that and get back with me on the proper number there.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Next, do we have any amendments to the committee substitute?
Yes, sir.
So we do. So we'll adopt the committee substitute first.
Yes, sir,
entertain
Mr.
your
President. If there are no more questions, I move to adopt the committee sub.
Move to adopt the committee sub by the use of the afternoon roll call? By all in favor. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now we're ready for the amendments.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I do have an amendment at the appropriate time. I'd like to introduce that.
Is the appropriate time. It's
Yes,
on the
sir.
screen.
Mr. President, the amendment that I have offered would give this municipality some control over being a qualified resort area. As the Senate knows, if you are a qualified resort area, it's 24/7 alcohol. This specifies that when they can sell it, how much revenue, and where it can be sold. And if there are no questions as to the amendment, I ask that it be adopted.
Not so lucky, Senator. Senator Hobson, you're recognized for what purpose?
Question, Mr. President.
We yield for a question, Senator.
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed. Senator Hobson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. And Senator, have you read Rule 192?
If I read Rule 192, I have read it, I cannot recall it.
That you're not supposed to offer an amendment when you just taken up your first bill on the floor? You hadn't read that rule yet?
Well, let me say this, I've read the rules, I don't know if I've gotten as far as 192, but I have read the rules book.
When you took the oath, didn't you say that you read the rules in the Constitution?
That's right.
Thank you, Senator.
All right, Senator, you're ready on the motion amendment.
Mr. President, I move to adopt the amendment.
All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator McCon, you're recognized.
I have an amendment at the proper time, Mr.
Proper time, Senator. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Senator Barrett, Mr. President. This amendment up here that I'm offering is merely adding in a municipality through which run Highway 35 and Interstate 20, which would basically put in the forest area. And if there are any questions, I'll entertain them at this time.
Questions on the amendment? Seeing none, we're ready for your motion, Senator.
I would move that the amendment be approved at this time, Mr. President.
Moves to adopt the amendment. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed. Back on the bill, Senator.
Mr. President, if there are no further questions, I move for final passage on the morning roll call. I meant afternoon roll call, I'm sorry.
The Senator's moved for final passage on the afternoon roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to record as voting no? Branning, Parker, Chisholm, Hill, Fraser, Norwood. Anyone else? Anyone else? Seeing none, the bill is passed. With you. Welcome to the club, Senator. We're glad you're here. Senator, you're recognized. Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. And this freshman took your
notes.
Took my notes. Thank you. I'd like to skip item 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, have them retain their place on the calendar, and go to item 19, Senate Bill number 2435, and have the title read.
14 through 18 will retain their place on the calendar. Number 19, Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2435, alcoholic beverages, revised various provisions relating to distilleries.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to recognize Senator Boyd to explain the bill.
Senator Boyd, you're recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. President. Many of y'all remember last year that this body passed a bill that Senator McMahon brought before the legislature to help a meadery in his area or a native wine to serve beverages at their distillery. This bill would do the same thing for a gin distillery or any type of distillery in the state. I have a distillery in my area in Mississippi. It's a young distillery, and so I'll just kind of walk through the bill with you. Line 369 allows on-premise consumption at the distillery. Line 374 through 380 allows on-premise consumption, but it has to be consistent with city or county premise consumption laws. Lines 356 through 566 adds distilled spirits to the code section. And lines 666 through 668 adds distilled spirits to the section where native wines are already allowed for on-site pickup. Additionally, this bill reduces the fees for small batch distilleries, their permitting fees, to $2,800 from $4,500. And then lines 746 through 748 allows for the DOR to set up a privilege tax in the first year of production. This is kind of an explanation of the bill. I'll entertain any questions.
Any questions on the bill?
Mr. President, if there's no further questions, I ask for use on the afternoon roll call.
Senators move for use of the afternoon roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to record as voting no? Anyone? No. Fraser. Norwood. Parker. Anyone else? Chisholm. Tate. Anyone else? Branning. Seeing no one else, bill passed by use of the afternoon roll call. Senator Harkins, you're recognized to proceed. Senator Harkins? Senator Harkins is good. 20 and 21 retains their place on the calendar, and we go to the motions to reconsider. Motions to reconsider. Any chairman want to bring up a motion to reconsider? Seeing none, we'll go to the general bills. Chairman DeBar. Senator DeBar passes. All of the motion to reconsider bills to item number 30 retain their place on the calendar. 31 retains its place on the calendar. Chairman Tate. 32 and 33 retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Turner Ford. Senator. Pass on items 34 and 35. They retain their place on the calendar. Item 36, Chairman Parker, pass, retain his place on the calendar. 37 through 41, Senator Barr, pass on 37 and 41, retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Branning, pass on items 42 to 45, retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Horn, passes on 46 and 47. Chairman Moran, passes on 48 and 49. Chairman Bryan, Senator Bryan. Wait one moment. Senator Bryan. Senator Bryan passes on items 50, 51, and 52. Chairman Fillingane, pass on item 53. Chairman Barnett, pass on item 54. Chairman Michelle is pass on 55 and 56. All these retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Delano is not present. Pass, retain his place on the calendar. Chairman Kaufman. Chairman Kaufman, item 58, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to bring up item number 58 and ask the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2626, Mississippi Business Corporation Act, amend to allow corporations to hold annual or special shareholder meetings remotely.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator, please proceed.
All right, what Senate Bill 2626 would do, it would allow a corporation to amend its bylaws to allow for virtual meetings, so they may hold the annual or special shareholders meetings on a virtual basis. That gives the corporation the option to do this. This legislation would not make any changes to the process or the shareholder voting or proxy voting. It would just increase the flexibility for Mississippi corporations in responding to things such as COVID-19 or any other future epidemics or anything that we may have. Senate Bill 2626 does not create any mandatory requirements for any Mississippi business to change its practices, but simply allows a business to take advantage of this option if they so choose to do so. That is an explanation of the bill. If there are no questions, I ask passage by the afternoon roll call.
Any questions on the bill? Questions on the bill? Seeing none, senators move passage by use of the morning roll call. Anybody object to that procedure? Wish to be recorded as voting no. No. Present. Seeing none, bill passes by use of the afternoon roll call. Thank you, Senator. Senator, you pass on 59? Pass on 59. We go to Chairman Parks. She's not present. Y'all remember her in your prayers. Chairman Wiggins. Chairman Wiggins is recognized. We're on 61, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ask that item 61 retain its place on the calendar and go to item 62. Call that up and ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2253, concealed carry weapons permit combined with driver's license or identification card.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a simple good government bill. What it does, and it was, oh, by the way, it was requested by the Commissioner of Public Safety. Right now, you have to get a driver's license and a concealed carry, two separate licenses. This will simply allow, if the owner so chooses, to request it to be on one identification. That's in starting at line 400, paragraph 25. Shall have the option, instead of being issued a separate card, having the license appear as a notation on your driver's license. The rest of the bill simply refers back to this paragraph 25 to bring it in accordance with that. And in other words, you get one license, concealed carry, and your driver's license. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions on the bill?
If no questions, move adoption on the afternoon roll call.
Senator moves adoption on use of the afternoon roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Blackwell. Senator Blackwell.
For a question, Mr. President.
I'm sorry, for a question. Will you yield for a question, Senator?
Yes.
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. On the driver's license, will it have, like in certain cases, we have this designated sticker on the back of the cards?
Right.
Will that also have those, include that inclusion that you have an enhanced carry? Or is this just the regular concealed carry?
No, my understanding is it would include that too. You would have all of that on one license.
And how about as far as the application timeline? Is this when you get your renewed driver's license or when your firearms permit renews?
Yes to both. No, when you can, if we pass it, then you can go and you make the application and they'll get you a new one and you can do that. So I think you can do it at any time. You can get the one at any time you do either one of those. Let me put it that way.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wiggins. Senator Turner, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question.
Will you yield for a question, Senator?
Yes.
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How long does the endorsement for the concealed carry permit last?
I think it's 5 years, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
And I think there was a bill or something, a bill that's working its way through the process to change the procedure.
This has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with that. All, like I said, starting in line 400, this is the bill. Everything else in this bill stays the same other than referring to paragraph 25 in this act.
My concern is if this passes and the endorsement for concealed carry will be noted on the driver's license if it's 5 years and the driver's license would expire every 4 years, are we going to take that into consideration as this endorsement is placed on the license?
Well, I think it would be up to the Commissioner of Public Safety to do that, to make those rules. And in the current law already, they have the authority to make that up. And you're right, we can now get an 8-year license. And so they would have to notate that and do that. My guess it would be that you would have to come back more frequently if you wanted to do this, to have, if you were getting your concealed carry permit on that. And that would be and you notice that in the language here, it says it's up to the owner's choice if they want to do that. You don't have to do this. This isn't mandatory. And by the way, this is also getting at reducing lines in the paperwork, if you will, at the DPS and the Driver's License Bureau.
Thank you.
Senator Norwood, you're recognized. He's good. All right, we got his question answered. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? Senator Seymour, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, Mr. President.
We yield for a question, Senator.
I do.
Please proceed, Senator Seymour.
Senator Wiggins, down around line 408, where it says the Commissioner of Public Safety shall have the authority to promulgate rules and regulations. Does that language give him the ability to supersede what we have in statute?
I wouldn't think so. Actually, it goes to answer Senator Turner Ford's question because it says if you go on to ensure the effectiveness of the concurrent application and renewal processes. So only those processes to make this work. It does not give them the authority to reset the law or change the law of what we have.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Other questions? Senator Jordan, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, does this mean that a person can carry that concealed weapon inside of a grocery store?
Senator Jordan, this has nothing to do with the concealed weapons statute. This is the statute that says you have to get a identification and the driver's license. This has nothing to do with the concealed carry statute.
What does it do then?
Right now, if you want a concealed carry, you have to carry your driver's license and a separate identification.
Sure.
This allows DPS, if you request, to put it on one identification so you don't have to carry two.
Rather than two, you can put them on one.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Senator Jordan. Senator Parker, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, Mr.
We
President.
yield for a question, Senator.
Yes, I do.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Senator. I just want to bring something to your attention. When Senator Turner Ford was asking about rules and regulations, I've had in the past someone come in and, just visually to renew their driver's license, if they are unable to pass the test at the station, they bring a form into us to certify. And I've had people come in who are just barely visually able to maybe pass the test at that point. And I have asked of DPS if I could then certify that license for a period of less than the renewal period. So for example, instead of saying this license would be good for 4 years or 8 years, I could say on the form, I would like them to be rechecked in 2 years. And I have been unsuccessful in getting them to move away from the 4 and 8 year period in that situation. And so my question would be, as you move along with this, I do see some kind of timekeeping obstacles in the rules and regulations that I've seen before. And are you going to take some steps to make sure that those overlapping periods don't create some administrative problems or dangers to citizens?
I'm happy to do that and talk to the commissioner about that. And I will go to what Senator Seymour asked, that language in line 409. Necessary to ensure the effectiveness of the concurrent application and renewal processes. That language gives them the authority to do, I think, what you're asking. So if you're talking about something that's less than the 4 years, I I'm not familiar with any plans that they have on that, but we can talk to them certainly.
Right. My question would stem along to what Senator Turner Ford was saying. If they're seeking an 8-year renewal, and they have a 5-year renewal on the concealed carry, and I'm all for your bill. I understand. I'm just trying to bring some of those logistical items out in the discussion so that perhaps we'll have an answer to that instead of a complaint about it down the road. But I appreciate your work on this.
Thank you.
Other questions? Other questions? Seeing none, we're ready for your motion, Senator.
Move passage on the afternoon roll call,
Senator
Mr.
moves
President.
passage on the afternoon roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? And we wish the court is voting no. No. Present. Seeing none, pass it on the use of the afternoon roll call. You recognize, Senator?
Ask that item 63 and 64 retain their place on the calendar.
61, 63, and 64 retain their place on the calendars. Senator Horn. Senator Horn passes. 65 retains his place on the calendar. Chairman Pope. Senator Pope retains his place on 66 to 72, retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Tate. Chairman Tate waives. Waives 73 and 74 and 75 retain their place on the calendar. Senator Simmons retain his place on the calendar. 76. Senator Johnson. Retains his place on the calendar. Chairman Wiggins retains his place on the calendar. 78, 79, 80, and 81. 82, Chairman Hill. Chairman Hill passes. 83, Chairman Simmons Derrick passes. 83. 84, Chairman Blackwell passes. Chairman Whaley, 85, passes. It's an enthusiastic wave from the back. 86, retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Fillingane passes on 87, 88, and 89. Chairman Polk, we're on number 90.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that, or I request that item 90 through 93 be left on the calendar in their place.
Chair requests 90 through 93, and they retain their place on the calendar.
I ask that we call up item 94 as the title be read.
Item 94, Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2809, Public Records, delete, repeal, or provision requiring public access to records.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it.
I'd like to consider the committee substitute in lieu of the original bill.
Senator is recognized to explain the committee substitute.
Thank you, Mr. President. Many times we get up here and say it's a very simple bill. This is the simplest one I know how to do. This takes the Public Records Act and extends the appealer till 2024. That's all it does from this year to 2024. If there are no questions, I'd ask that we adopt the committee sub.
Any questions? Any questions? Seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're ready on the bill, Senator.
I'd like to do final passage on afternoon roll call.
Senator moves for final passage on afternoon roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? No. Seeing none present? Seeing none, bill is passed by use of the afternoon roll call. 95, Senator Moran. Senator Moran passes. 96, Chairman Carter. We're on 96, Senators.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go item number 96 and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2018, Mississippi Telephone Solicitation Act, extend, repeal, or provision requiring deposit fees to state general fund.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
This is extension of a repeal date on deposit fees of the state general fund that's mandated by the Mississippi Telephone Solicitation Act. And Senator Polk said his bill was simple. Mine's simpler. It's only one pager. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to entertain it.
Any question on the bill? Ready for the motion.
I move adoption by afternoon roll call.
Senator moves adoption by afternoon roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to record as voting no? No. Present? Seeing none, pass by use of the afternoon roll call. Thank you, Chairman Carter. We proceed further. Chairman Michelle, 97. Pass. Chairman Bryan, 98 and 99. Pass. Thank you, Chairman Bryan. Chairman Parks, pass. Chairman Blackman, pass. Chairman Wiggins, pass. Chairman Bryan, we're on 103, Senators.
That'll be read.
Chairman asks for title to be read. Ms. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2420, temporary license for social workers authorized to practice in nonprofit facilities.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All
Aye.
opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
I'd ask the chair to recognize Senator Wiggins.
Senator Wiggins, you're recognized. Explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Mr. President. This bill does what the short title says it does, which is allow for a temporary license for marriage and family therapists. And you should know that this bill, if you look at lines 30 to 32, it applies to nonprofit health and family counseling. What's going on is there are, due to the pandemic and other items, there's the need for counseling, family and mental health counseling, and there is, due to the, let's just say, the red tape that goes on, nonprofits have tried, particularly one down on the coast, have tried to get mental health counselors there, and they have been unable to do it and caught up in the bureaucracy. And what this does is allows for a temporary license to be issued, and that the person can come from out of state under the temporary license, practice under that until they can get a license through the qualification requirements. And then it also will allow for the insurance companies to reimburse or actually it orders the insurance companies to pay for the counseling that is given through these temporary workers. And they have a period of 1 year, or actually the agency and the board has a period of 1 year to finalize a final license. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Senator Hill, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question,
Will
please.
you yield for a question, Senator?
Yes.
Please proceed.
I believe I recall that you've passed a broader bill regarding this subject of allowing healthcare providers to more easily come in and provide care to the residents of Mississippi in the past, correct?
My recollection
care
is
bill,
there was
I
one a
think
few
you did.
years ago that was sponsored by that was supported by the state medical and other aid groups to get people in here, yes, to provide this care.
My question is, I guess we have people that would be willing to come into the state to provide charity care in all kinds of fields for the non-insured without any type of reimbursement. So I guess my question is, since we're moving toward doing this for these therapists, maybe we can look back toward what you tried to do in the past and try to make it easier for people to come into the state of Mississippi and do medical missions. And for my charity care clinic, if the cardiologist that comes and volunteers his time from Louisiana is sick, he can't send his partner because of the red tape that you just talked about. So I think it would behoove us to look at expanding this. And in the past, I think people were afraid they were going to lose Medicaid dollars or whatever, but I guess we just need to make it clear that what I want to do and what I've tried to do in here through amendments that have always failed, and what you try to do, I believe, is for people who don't have any type of insurance, Medicaid or otherwise. My question to you is, I want some help. I hope you'll help down the line for, let's look back at that again, because we have people that need their teeth fixed. And we have people that want to come in here and volunteer to help. Just want you to help me make that happen, if you'd be willing.
I will certainly help you, and I should remind everybody that actually last year, and this bill is modeled after one we passed last year, which was the Military Family Freedom Act, to allow military families to come in and get through the occupational licensing stuff. So we cut that red tape out for military families. So yes, I think this
And
is a good
what we
way.
need is just to expand this thing that you're doing right here. This is exactly what we need to do for veterinarians and, dental hygienists and dentists and doctors and people that want to come in just for a temporary time for a medical mission to help those people who don't have any coverage.
And Senator Hill, I would be happy to work with you on that, and I think that's a way we can get these medical providers, we're having a debate go on right now on all this stuff.
Well, I think
This is a way to get
the
them-
bill that you put together is exactly what needs to be done. It just needs to be expanded to these other areas.
Sure, I'll be
So,
happy to help.
and I'm not prepared to make an amendment, or I would try, so thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Senator McClendon, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, please.
You for a question, Senator.
Yes.
Please proceed.
Has telemedicine played a part in helping with the need for counselors for?
I'm sorry, what?
Has telemedicine played a part?
As far as I know, yes, but the incidents that have been reported to me is in these nonprofits. Of course, the nonprofits don't have all the resources and all, and most of them are paid through Medicaid, the nonprofits are, and so I don't know the exact status on that, but maybe they can, but I don't know the full extent of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? Senator, we're ready for the motion.
Move passage on the afternoon roll call, Mr. President.
Moves passage for afternoon roll calls. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to record as voting no? No. Present? Seeing none, passed by use of the afternoon roll call. Senator Bryan, you're on 104, sir. Pass. 104 and 105 will retain their place on the calendar. Chairman Blackman, pass. 106. Chairman Seymour, pass. Chairman Whaley, pass. Chairman Kaufman, pass. Chairman Younger, pass. Chairman Branning, pass. All of these retain their place on the calendar through 113. Chairman Seymour, pass. Chairman Seymour. Chairman Bryan, 115, pass. Chairman Carter, pass. Chairman Parks is not present. And Chairman Polk. Chairman Polk passes. Chairman, Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator
I'd like
Harkins
to
is recognized.
Motion, we suspend the rules and go back to item 6, Senate nomination number 19.
Yep. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're on number 19, Senator.
Number 6, item number 6, Senate nomination number 19. I'd like to have the title read.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate nomination number 19, Dr. William Alonzo Billy Moorhead, Madison, Mississippi Public Procurement Review Board, 4-year term effective immediately and ending June 30th, 2024.
Mr. President, this gentleman appeared before the committee and he met all the requirements and has served on this board before, and will be a great continuation having him on that public procurement board. He is a CPA, he's also a professor. Like I said, he did meet all the qualifications and did not have any, appeared to not find any negative thing negative in his background. So the motion is we do advise a consent on Senate nomination number 19.
Any questions? Any questions? Seeing none, use of afternoon roll call has been requested. Anyone object to the procedure? Which should be recorded as voting no. Seeing none, advising consent is granted by use of the afternoon roll call. Any other matters on the calendar? Any other matters on the calendar? All right, announcements? Announcements? Any announcements? Senator Hobson, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. The subcommittee chairs for the Senate Appropriations Committee will need to meet with me in 10 minutes after recess in room 216. We'll have room to spread out. It's not an open meeting, but just subcommittee chairs for appropriations meet in 216, 10 minutes after recess. Thank you.
2:16, 10 minutes after recess. Chairman Carter, you're recognized.
Announcement.
Please proceed.
I'd like to announce that the Gulfport High Admirals beat Madison Central in the girls soccer championship for the second consecutive year in a row. And I'm sorry if any of your daughters or grandchildren played on Mountain Central.
Congratulations to Gulfport. There's always a next year. Senator Whaley. Announcement for Senator Whaley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to remind everyone that the legislative showmanship will be this afternoon at 6 o'clock, and I'd like to remind everyone to come compete for second place.
Thank you, Senator. Any other announcements? Any other announcements? We will move to Senator Blackwell. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate stand in recess until 5 p.m. today, at which time the Journal will show we adjourn until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Stand in recess until 5 p.m. today, and in which case the Senate will stand adjourned until 10 a.m. on Tuesday. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Stand in recess.